Shalom Israel. All praises to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles that taught us his truth. Peace and blessings to my Akim that pushed his truth and sincerity. This is part 2 of spiritual power from Yahawah. We're going to start where we left off, which would be Zechariah chapter 12, verse 5 and 8. And the governors of Judah shall say in their heart, the inhabitants of Jerusalem shall be my strength, in the Lord Yahawah of hosts their power. In that day will I make the governors of Judah like a hearth of fire among the wood, and like a torch of fire in a sheaf. And they shall devour all the people round about, on the right hand and on the left. And Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place, even in Jerusalem. The Lord Yahawah also shall serve the tents of, I'm sorry, I hate saying his name wrong. The Lord Yahawah also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. In that day shall the Lord Yahawah defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. So, now remember in the last video I was telling y'all all the crazy shit David did. I brought it out the book from that. So I'm gonna read that again. And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as Yahawah. Or as power, as the angel of the Lord Yahawah before them. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. So any nation that had a hand in our slavery, any nation that was hoping fight with the beast against us, they're gonna be brought to naught. Let me read. Oh, now we're in Jeremiah. I'm going to get that. Jeremiah 16 and 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord Yahawah, and they shall fish them. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to get, y'all's attention, trying to get y'all into this word, trying to get y'all to go back to those commandments, trying to get y'all to reverence the name and the power of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So right now, I'm, pushing this word. This is my spiritual power right now, is I'm able to open y'all's eyes up. Some of y'all can be going through, years, decades of Christianity, and through the power of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, I'm able to change you back to the commandments. I'm able to tell you prophecies. I'm able just to enlighten you. This is more precious than any gold, silver, precious, rubies or something like that. Or anything like that is what I should say. Jeremiah 51. I'm going to read 20 to 25. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. Talking about, a better way to read this is this. Yahawah, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. Brothers is gonna be throwing motherfucking tanks, motherfuckers. Akim, the brothers out there are gonna be, jumping up just to jump on a helicopter, or having that superior vision. We can see a jet coming from miles away. So we're already running towards it and jumping in the air to grab onto it. We're going back to godlike power. But we have never had this godlike, I mean, the godlike power that is coming, we've never had. I mean, we've had a little power, but have we been able just to be on full God mode? I mean, not yet. Not yet. Lord willing, we are those men. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Shadaleh all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord Yahawah. One saying that Yahawashi said was, if it was not so, I would have told you. The Lord and Yahawah aren't, entities to lie. These are great entities, and when they say something, they mean that shit. So, all this power we're reading about, don't think that's far off. And really, it's a curse to you to not have the faith to, really believe that that King David did all these great things, that all these other prophets did these great things, and it's really a curse upon your own head if you don't believe that, after doing all this work and holding the commandments to the best of your ability, that the Lord ain't going to, hold you. When we know He is. The Lord knows, He has heavy mercy. He knows we ain't perfect. The worst thing you can do is take His mercy for softness. That's when you fuck up. Like me personally, I wanted to go to sleep and then wake up and make the video so I'm energized. And just because of the fear of the Lord, I'm just like, man, let me just do this video. I already did the other one. It's posting as we speak. But it's just through this ain't my will. It's through the power of Yahawah B'Shem Yahshai I'm able to, break down these scriptures. Able to, work a job, tired, want to come home. And I just, still pushing this truth. All praises to Yahawah B'Shem Yahshai. I believe, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain. We know that's Esau. Saith the Lord Yahawah, which destroyeth all the earth, and I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and I'll roll thee down from the rocks, and I will make thee a burnt mountain. Let me see what we got next. What was that? Jeremiah 51. Ezekiel. All right, we'll read Ezekiel chapter 25. (12 to 14). Thus saith the Lord Yahawah, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended and revenged himself upon them, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, I will also stretch up my hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people, Israel. So I was speaking about this, it's either in this video or in last video I was mentioning that one thing I like about the Lord is He could come down and settle shit Himself. But He shouldn't have to get off His throne, to, execute judgment. So, what did He say He's going to do? And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. So he's going to use us. He's going to turn us into instruments of war. And they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahawah. Con. What's next? Obadiah. You already know how Obadiah get down. This shit ain't no joke. Obadiah 1:18. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, the northern and southern kingdom. In the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For the Lord Yahawah hath spoken it, and they of the south shall possess the mountain of Esau, and they of the plain, the Philistine, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess, Salaki for saying this wrong, Gilead, and the captivity of the host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto the Zapharath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in, Sepharad, Salakia once again, shall possess the cities of the south, and savers shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's, shall be Yahawah's. I could have stopped at 18, but I wanted y'all to, I'm already reading it, might as well edify y'all to the best of my ability. Next we got Judges. Judges 16. (16, 28 to 31). I like this. And Samson called unto the Lord Yahawah and said, O Lord Yahawah, remember me, I pray thee, and strengthen me. I pray thee only this once, O Yahawah, that I may be at once avenged of the Philistines for my 2 eyes. And Samson took hold of the 2 middle pillars upon which the house stood, and on which it was borne up. By borne up, it means that those pillars were helping keeping the building up. Of the one with his right hand, and of the other with his left hand. And Samson said, Let me die with the Philistines. And he bowed himself with all his might. And the house fell upon the lords, and upon all the people that were therein. So the dead which he slew at his death were more than that they which he slew in his life. Damn. Then his brethren and all the house of his father came down and took him and brought him up and buried him between Zorah and Eshtaol in the burying place of Manoah his father. And he judged Israel 20 years. But the main point is that spiritual power. Like, you see, before he did anything, he was praying to the Lord. I mean, that's one of the main things prophets do, is before we even go into war, we ask that the Lord is with us, that, he's delivered us out of our enemy's hand and delivered them into our hand. Like, and that's what he did. He probably knew, really that was suicide. But he said, let me, all right, 2 minutes. And Samson called unto the Lord Yahawah and said, O Lord Yahawah, remember me. That's the part that hit me, is because he knew he was going to die. And he said, remember me, because he wanted to make sure. I mean, he probably already knew about reincarnation and stuff, but he knew that what he was doing, if it was justified by the Lord, he was going to be good. And the Lord gave him. I mean, he wouldn't have been able to do that unless the Lord gave him that strength to break down those pillars. There's actually there's a competition where you can look this up. Jake just not too long ago, he broke the record for it because he held the 2 pillars for over a minute. A big Jake, I mean bulky Jake. The competition is they put a handle in your arm, and that handle is chained to a pillar, and they give you another handle which that's chained to a pillar, and then at once they release the stability of the pillars, so all you have is your muscles relying on holding those pillars up. Well, one of the Jakes just broke that record not too long ago with him holding the pillars for over a minute. I mean, these are very heavy things, nothing to play with. And something I like is an Edomite had the crowd stand up. He said, "Everyone stand up," and then everyone stood up. And he was like, "Now, everyone, please do this. Put your hands above your head." And they did. And then he said, "Now, slowly bend forward 3 times." It was such a blessing seeing all these Edomites bow to Jake like that. And you see some of the Edomite men hesitated, but then they still did it. I mean, that's the power of the Lord. Shy. These are little things compared to what we're going to get in the kingdom. 16 minutes, not bad. Yeah, Joshua 188, 188, 188. 10. Joshua chapter 10. 24 and 25. And it came to pass, when they brought out those kings unto Joshua, that Joshua called for all the men of Israel, and said unto the captains of the men of war, which went with him, "Come near, put your feet upon the necks of these kings." And they came near, and put their feet upon the necks of them. And Joshua said unto them, "Fear not, nor be dismayed. Be strong and of good courage, for thus saith the Lord Yahawah, do to all your enemies against whom ye fight." So it is a commandment for us to have faith, courage and faith in the Lord, that we're gonna be saved. It's through the power of Yahawah B'Shem Yahushai. We ain't gonna be able to conquer this world with a fucking gun, man. We need spiritual power. That's the only way we're getting out of this. That's pretty much on that. Joshua 23. Uh, 23, 10 and 11. One man of you shall chase 1,000, for the Lord Yahawah your God, your power, he it is that fighteth for you, as he hath promised you. Right? Yeah. Take good heed, therefore, unto yourselves, that ye love the Lord Yahawah your God. And we know to prove your love, if you love the Lord, keep the commandments. But I want to go back to verse, what was it, 10? One man of you shall chase 1,000. One man chase 1,000. That spirit, you're not doing that unless you have spiritual power. You're not. I mean, it's just not happening. Slocky. Move to Kings. First Kings, chapter 18. 36 to 40. And it came to pass at the time of the offering, this is one of my favorite ones. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice that Elijah, the prophet, came near and said, Lord Yahawah of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, Jacob, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. Hear me, O Yahawah, hear me, that this people may know that thou art of the Lord, that this people may know that thou art the Lord Yahawah our power, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of the Lord Yahawah fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. So that was a streaming fire being issued from a chariot that, took in that offering. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, the Lord Yahawah, he is the God. The Lord Yahawah, he is the God. So they said it twice. And Elijah said unto them, I like this part, because a lot of y'all think these prophets soft. Take the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook of Kishon, and slew them there. So you 2/3 that's worshiping, so-called, Jesus, this little white image that the Christianity's brought up. You Muslims, jakes that are in Buddhism and all these other, false, these false gods. The ones that Kemet bullshit. Y'all gonna be dealt with the same. I made a post about this. Well, I commented on a brother's post that the Lord's gonna make an example out of you 2/3. All right. First Maccabees. 13. All right. First Maccabees 3. Chapter 3, we'll read verse 3 to 7. So, First Maccabees, chapter 3, we'll read verse 3 to 7. So he gat his people great honor, and put on a breastplate as a giant, and girt his warlike harness about him. And he made battles, protecting the host with his sword. In his acts he was like a lion, and like a lion's whelp roaring for his prey. For he pursued the wicked and sought them out, and burnt up those that vexed his people. Wherefore the wicked shrunk for fear of him. Remember, I played in the last video, I played that thing when Brother Kazak said, he mentioned in the video that when these other nations see our fringes, they ask and want to give up the ghost. Because, they know the fear that comes with fringes. Wherefore the wicked shrunk for fear of him, and all the workers of iniquity were troubled, because salvation prospered in his hand. He grieved also many kings, and made Jacob glad with his acts, and his memorial is blessed forever. Moreover, he went through the cities of Judah, destroying the ungodly out of them, and turning away wrath from Israel, so that he was renowned unto the utmost part of the earth, and he received unto him such as were ready to perish. I like that. So it was a Jake going around fucking shit up. Maccabees is a very powerful book, especially for you brothers that like war. I don't know why I closed that up, because I still got about 6 minutes I can preach on. We'll go back to it. chapter 4. Chapter 4 on Maccabees, we'll read verse 5 to 11. In the mean season came Gorgias by night in the camp of Judas, and when he found no man there, he sought them in the mountains. For said he, these fellows flee from us. So, you know, a bitch-ass Gentile, seeing that we weren't at camp, because we knew they were coming, so we left camp. These fellows flee from us. But as soon as it was day, Judas showed himself in the plain with 3,000 men, who nevertheless had neither armor nor swords to the mind. I believe this is where the Feast of Dedication came from. Listen up. With 3,000 men who nevertheless had neither armor nor swords to their minds. So they wasn't worried about motherfucking a shield, breastplates, or you know, swords. The only thing they were relying on is the power of Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi. And they saw the camp of the heathen, that it was strong and well harnessed, and compassed round about with horsemen. And there were expert of wars. So the Gentiles had, you know, people who were just very crafty when it comes to war, like basically men who've been fighting all their life, who knew the ins and out of a sword, or at least thought they did. Then said Judas to the men that were with him, fear ye not their multitude, neither be ye afraid of their assault. So Judas is like, bro, don't worry about these niggas. Like, we good. If I say we good, I'm like, have faith in your Lord. Don't worry about how many there are. Don't worry about, you know, their swords and shit. We are good. Remember how our fathers were delivered in the Red Sea when Pharaoh pursued them with an army. That's one of our big things that we should be remembering, is when the Lord took us out of captivity of Egypt. And he's going to take us out of captivity of this Egypt, which aka bondage, America. Now therefore let us cry unto heaven. I told you, one of the things is for us to pray to the Lord before we do anything crazy. Now therefore let us cry unto heaven, if peradventure the Lord will have mercy upon us, and remember the covenant of our fathers, and destroy this host before our own face, that so all the heathen may know that there is one who delivers and saveth Israel. Then the stranger lifted up their eyes and saw them coming over against them, wherefore they went out of camp to battle. But they that were with Judas sounded their trumpets, so they joined battle. And the heathen, being discomfited, fled into the plain. Howbeit all the hindmost of them were slain with the sword, for they pursued them unto Gazera. Salakia, we're about to cut out. I just want to make sure I'm able to let y'all know what was going on. So if anything, we'll go back. Barak YAHAWAH, Barak YAHAWASHI, Barak YAHAWAH, Barak YAHAWASHI, Barak YAHAWAH, Barak YAHAWASHI, Rakah Kodash. Stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna finish this reading up. It's probably gonna be the last video of the night.